Hello, good evening. Welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandy, and tonight we have a fun topic. It's the holiday season, and we're going to talk about mocktails. They're like a cocktail without any alcohol. And hello, Julie, how are ya? Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. We were down at our clubhouse. I helped with the food and serving, but then I bought my own turkey this week because when you go someplace else, you don't have leftovers, and I need leftovers. So I cooked a turkey this week, and actually I did some clips. So I'm going to put up a video tomorrow about how to really slow cook a turkey when you're busy all day long and you're not having a million people over. Just an easy way to do it. So that video should come up tomorrow. And we are going to talk about mocktails instead of cocktails. But why? Why do we even want to talk about those things? Now, I thought there's a lot of reasons actually to have a mocktail versus a cocktail. And Teresa is here. Hello, how are you? Two of my favorite people are in here. Yay. Now, why I like mocktails versus cocktails. One, price. You're not actually buying any alcohol, so that just cuts down in your expense at Christmas. The fun of it. Safety. You don't have to worry about anybody leaving your house because they have had too much to drink and they don't want to give up their keys, and you just don't have anything that you don't have to worry about. Teresa says, I don't drink. There's a lot of people that don't drink. When you make mocktails versus cocktails, everybody there can have them because there isn't any alcohol. Doesn't matter if you're very young or very old, everybody can have them. So I find that kind of fun. I find it, that whole safety thing anymore, that people used to be responsible. They had to be responsible. Now everybody else is responsible for them making bad decisions. So if you have mocktails versus cocktails, you don't even have to worry about that. And Maddie's here. Hello, hello. Julie says, I can't finish an alcoholic drink. Silly to pay for one. They are expensive. It doesn't even matter if you're at a bar, at a restaurant. It's crazy what you're going to pay for them. So tonight we're going to talk about mocktails. Now, it used to be that all you could find was non-alcoholic beer. That's, so if you wanted to be someplace and you wanted to fit in, you could at least have non-alcoholic beer, and nobody gave you a bad time. The bottles look the same, and it just took away the stress level. Matthew, hello, hello, hello. But now it's not just non-alcoholic beer. They have non-alcoholic wine, and then they have non-alcoholic alcohol. So it'll taste like rum or bourbon or tequila. There's gin. I found gin, non-alcoholic gin that you could get. So say you used to drink, but you don't want to drink anymore, but you still like that taste, you can add those things in, but there's no alcohol. I love that. Julie says, there are few brands of canned or bottled mocktails now, advertised as just add spirit. See, because our society, our outlook has changed some. And there's a lot of people that just don't want alcoholic drinks. And honestly, when you get a bunch of relatives, you're probably better off not having any alcohol. Do you know what I'm talking about? That's right. It's like drinking decaf. You're just not going to get the alcohol. So you're not going to act stupid. You're not going to do something you would regret later. And I just think it just calms the whole thing down. So you can just enjoy your family and friends. Enjoy the kids. Enjoy the whole Christmas season. And you don't have to worry or have the expense of any of that stuff. Especially if you have relatives, if the relatives all have opinions. I know alcohol can just elevate that stuff. So if you take it out of the picture, you still can have beautiful drinks. Now, it used to be that you just couldn't even find recipes for mocktails. It was really hard. And Cora's in here. Hello. And congratulations on all those new members. Cora has her own YouTube channel and she's just building up those members. And Rudy is here. Hello, hello. So I was just going through a magazine that I got free at the library, actually. And they actually had recipes for mocktails. And these are some fun things. One with watermelon, one with blackberry, one with peach. So that you can literally use the things that you have around your homestead. If you grow apples, if you grow peaches, if you have lemons and citrus and limes, you can add those into a mocktail. Now, down here in Arizona, I have lots of citrus. And so there's just tons of mocktails I can make with that. Hello, Deb. The only good alcohol-free beverages we have found are the alcohol-free wines. We have tried all the other alcohol-free hard liquor, and they're just lousy. See, I haven't even tried that. I'd rather just make my own, right? Okay, so I made one. Now, I made lemonade. I added strawberries, pulverized them, and then I added some basil that I had in my yard, because down in Arizona it's still warm. My basil back home would be dead to the ground. I mean, it'll come back up. But I put the basil in probably about a half hour ago. I didn't want the basil too overpowering and strong, but I like that combination. And so it just makes a perfect mocktail that I could serve anytime. Not just at holidays. I could literally serve them at any gathering that I have with family and friends. Oh, look at this. Cora says, I am one subscriber away from 200. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Cora, you can click those little, I think you can click the 3 dots. And I think you might be able to, no, you're not clicking the 3 dots. You're clicking on Cora's little icon, and I think it will give you the link so that she can go over 200. Julie says, it just takes one special upload. Oh, yeah. Sandy's Vanilla went viral and she went from a few hundred subscribers to thousands in a week. That is totally true. Just something that just changes. Oh, thank you, Teresa. And so that's her link. So if you guys want to go over there, give her a shot in the arm and get over 200. Cora says, one video I posted recently got me 83 subscribers. See, isn't that amazing? Congratulations, girl. Now, back home, I do have 3 different books that are on mocktails. And I don't have any down in Arizona, so I thought, I bet you the library does. So I went down to the library and look at this one, Mindful Mocktails. And I honestly have to say I may purchase this book because it had more recipes that I would use than any of my books back home. But I just love it. Now, sometimes when you're at a fancy restaurant, you're ordering a regular cocktail, right? The rim is very beautiful. Can you do that at home too? Of course you can. You can put a lemon or lime around the rim, sprinkle it with salt, just tuck it into the salt, and it does that. But what could you do at the holiday when maybe there's kids and stuff that are going to drink your mocktails? Here comes the chocolate syrup. That's right. Around the rim goes chocolate syrups. And at the holidays, we usually have candy canes or some kind of peppermint. You can crush these. And after you put the chocolate on the rim, turn the cup upside down, put it in those crushed peppermints. and you have just the start of a beautiful, beautiful mocktail. If you have herbs right now, adding sprigs of your herbs, like I did with mine, um, is just fabulous. I have to tell you, the herb does get a little limp after it sits there for a while, but it's infusing all that good flavor and it's lovely. Mmm, just a hint of that basil. Oh yeah, that's good. And oh, just a minute, let me say hi to Henry. How are you? And Troy Sutton is in here too. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But it's just, you know, you don't know where to start. It's the holiday season. Your friends are coming over. You want to try mocktails instead of cocktails. Just take that phone of yours or on the computer and just put it in. Say mocktail recipes. You will literally get thousands. So then you can be a little more specific. You can say mocktail recipes with strawberries, mocktail recipes with citrus, and you will literally get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And make it fun. Have a whole bunch of different combinations that when your family and friends come over, have the little recipes on cards and let them make their own. You can use those shakers that you would shake with an alcohol drink. You can pulverize ice, so it's very much more like a frozen drink. You could use your blender. It's just amazing what you can do. But literally, Google it. In recipes, especially at the holidays, a lot of recipes you'll find in magazines. Your library will have books. But probably the easiest way is just to Google it. Me, I love going to the library. So this book right here, absolutely amazing. I marked a couple pages. Just because I didn't figure I could make a whole bunch of mocktails right here. Who are Joe and I going to drink all those? But look at how beautiful that is. It's like a frozen daiquiri, only it's with raspberries. I gotta go this way. And just a few ingredients: raspberries, Greek yogurt, lemon juice, vanilla extract, and quick honey syrup. And in here, they tell you how to make quick honey syrup. If you don't know how to make honey syrup, it's just 2 parts honey, 1 part water. And you just mix it up really well. And it is fabulous. But let me go to one that I just thought was beautiful, because I like adding things to the rims and to the sides. Now, right now, I'm growing pansies, right? Look at that. They've got that sprinkled on the side. They got pansies. They got peaches in there. It's just amazing. But what you can do so that you're not having any alcohol anymore at your gatherings. It's just takes some of the stuff off your plate. Swedish fish and baby shark gummies. Fun inside the drinks for kids. Oh, see, that's a fun idea. Because kids love things like that. Adults would like things like that. I like it. That is so fun. Now let me show you. I know this is off topic, but I just thought I would show you what I was painting today. I like painting everyday things. I like painting food. And so I thought I should paint some Christmas cookies, because next week I'm in a big holiday sale. And so there's one of my gingerbread guys that I painted. It just sits in a little thing. I can take it right out. Here's one of my other cookies. I just thought they were fun. Not that it has anything to do with the topic. I just thought it was fun. And so tell me, if you have tried a mocktail before, what kind have you tried? Like in the summertime, if you're growing watermelons on your homestead, you can make some fabulous mocktails with watermelons. Just because it has a lot of water content anyway. And a lot of times when I mix a mocktail up, I'll just put it in a glass pan, put it in my freezer, And about every hour, I'll take it out and the outside will start to freeze. And so I just spoon it around. Usually it takes about 3 or 4 hours. So every hour, I'm just pulling it out of the freezer, scraping those sides, putting that in the center so that the part that isn't frozen yet goes to the outside. And that way you can just really get this kind of slushy, fun mocktail. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Um, I I love the holiday season, and I just thought this was just so much fun. On the holidays, we would get Kool-Aid with ginger ale added. Now, that is a perfect idea because I also thought with this one, because it's lemonade, it's got parade strawberries in there, basil, but I could have just as easily only filled it about 2/3 full, and then I could have added ginger ale or sparkling water or 7 Up, things like that to make it a little bubblier. But there's funny things you can do. Like a lot of alcohol has like those baby onions in it and stuff. Do you have chives outside? Or in the summertime, do you have chives? You can literally cut those, roll those up, and send a toothpick through them, and it makes this spiral, I guess, like garnish. And it's just kind of fun. Oh, sherbet punch we used to have at the pool parties. I love sherbet punch. When we were growing up, that was just something that we did. We just had a great time with different punches, and you'd put ice sherbet or ice cream in there. And I think sometimes we've gotten to this point that, oh, we have to be cool and we have to have alcohol with everything that we do. Do we? I don't think so. I think we're just so, I think we can be much wiser than that. One, we're saving money. Two, um, we don't have to worry about anybody when they leave your place that maybe they had too much to drink. I just find that just so actually scary anymore. One, you don't want somebody to get hurt, but two, it can come back to bite you. You know, they could sue you. Well, you had too much alcohol at that place, or the teenagers are sneaking it. So let's just take it off the plate. And why not every time we have the gathering, we have mocktails instead of cocktails? And I just find it a wise thing to do. And I've never been really a drinker anyway. I mean, an occasional glass of wine if I was at somebody's house, or an occasional beer when it was hot summer. But I honestly can't tell you the last time I actually drank alcohol. It's just not something I need to do anymore. And I think that there's a lot of people around the country that are changing their minds on what they're going to do. Um, I wanted to say that liability if at your place, and some people will say, well, they can't sue you. I think maybe they could. I mean, people are kind of sue happy. Back home, um, this isn't with alcohol, but um, there's a rancher that lives in the next county. People were coming across his property, though it's posted that there's no hunting there, um, to because it was easier than driving around to where it was hunting. So they were going across his property. One of them got hurt. They literally sued him. They were on private property, and they're literally suing that rancher. So I think anything that you can take off the table where people can't do that, I think you're better. Julie says, had to stop. It was making the hot flashes worse. I can cook with it, but not drink. And I think cooking with like wine is a totally different thing because when alcohol gets to a certain point, temperature wise, the alcohol is gone. And so that's why sometimes people say they don't want to cook with vanilla extract. But when it heats up, that alcohol is completely gone. So I don't think you have to worry about that. But that is not the case with cocktails. Gora says, I love making orange Julius in the summer. See, that is fun. Orange Julius, you can always add some strawberries or something else with it. Add maybe some herbs out of your mom's garden, and it will give you so many different flavors. I mean, the possibilities, honestly, are completely endless. And so I just think that we can open ourselves up to a whole new world of possibilities and never have to worry about that anymore, that somebody had too much to drink at your house. Um, because sometimes relatives can be just crazy. It's You just have to say it. Everybody has those relatives that it's like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with you? Seriously, what is wrong with you? And if you don't have any alcohol there, and you can let the people come in to your party know that this is an alcohol free zone, um, you don't even have to worry about any of that stuff. And they might find that they can have just as much fun without the alcohol because you put them in a space that nobody was drinking alcohol. So it's kind of a soapbox, if you know. Um, some don't need any help with alcohol. Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean, when you get a lot of people, there's going to be some clashes, but the alcohol can just really elevate that to beyond words. And so I think you're just better off not having any alcohol. Plus, I think it can really pull the kids in. The holidays, I mean, it's fun for the adults, but seriously, it's really for the kids. And so if you have mocktails and you're making all these pretty drinks, how fun is that for the kids too? That they feel part of this celebration. And from a little age, a young age, they understand that you don't have to have alcohol to have a fabulous time with your friends and your families. And I think it can just work its way forward. Um, we just want to invite that one. We just won't invite that one. Absolutely, that's true. Absolutely. Um, so I know it's probably not a, an exciting topic, but for me, I love recipes. I love the idea that you can change something into something beautiful. And I think it just adds another layer of your holiday spirit. And it doesn't cost you a lot of money. The extra stuff all the extra fruit maybe that you don't use in the mocktails, you can make it into a salad the next day. Or you can just munch on it. It can just be so much fun. I love eggnog. Was an adult before I knew adding alcohol was a thing. Yeah, like my parents always made eggnog when we were growing up. It never had alcohol in it, you know, and just learning this. Yeah, you don't have to have alcohol in the eggnog. You can buy eggnog right in the store in a little container. It looks like a milk container. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. And though making eggnog at home, I think is better than in the store. But there's a lot of recipes out there. And eggnog is one of those things that you either love or you hate. And so, um, oh, she puts it in coffee. That is an interesting idea. Teresa loves eggnog too. See, there's a lot of things that, like, eggnog is one of those things that my generation associates with the holidays because when we grew up, everybody had eggnog at Christmas time. Though my parents didn't have alcohol in it because it was something we could drink. Henry says we do BYOB and folks don't bring a lot of alcohol. Yeah, a lot of times that will stop it because they're paying for it instead of you paying for it. But I think you might be pleasantly surprised if you say we're going to have mocktails this year, and kind of challenge the people that are coming to your house that you know find your favorite mocktail. Find a recipe you want to try and bring those ingredients with you. Otherwise, we'll have some here too. And you might be really surprised at the fun things that people come up with. You know, um, Teresa says, I'll be trying it, trying it. Love my coffee. Yeah, see, I don't drink coffee, and eggnog in tea, I don't think would be very good. Though I do like milk in tea. So maybe I might have to rethink that. I just never thought about that. Um, a cowboy coffee toddy. Interesting. Now, earlier we had a comment, and I can't remember who wrote it. Let's see if I can find it. And she said that they had tried a lot of the different alcohols that are non-alcoholic alcohols, and they didn't like any of them. But it's probably like a lot of things. You have to try different companies because they probably all make them a little bit different, and probably some of them are better than other ones. But I just think there's so many different fruits and ways to make mocktails that, like when I was younger, there was a strawberry daiquiri would be something that I would have probably ordered if I was at a restaurant. But you can make that without the alcohol. And is it good? It is still very good. And so it's interesting. Oh, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Girl, how are you? Listening while washing dishes. I just washed dishes before I came in here. I don't know how they pile up so fast. It's just me and Joe. Seriously, I'm going to quit baking. No, you won't like that. Oh, eggnog chai. See, that would be interesting. I love chai tea. And so putting eggnog in my chai tea would be probably excellent. So I just thought this was a fun topic, and it's something different. Next week, we're going to talk about, excuse me, ordering our vegetables and fruits and berries and flower seeds. I'm going to have a list in the description and a list in the chat about some great companies I have used over and over and over again with a lot of success. One of the things I try to do when I order, other than from Baker Seeds, because they are south of me in Wyoming, but I order from a lot of companies that are in the north, just because I realize that a lot of times those seeds are more prone to my weather and my soils. I save a lot of seeds, and we'll talk a little bit about that, but mostly we're going to talk about why ordering now and what we're going to order, and what we're going to do after we get those seeds, because there are things you have to look at depending on the seed. And so we're going to talk about that. Don't drink, not even socially. My fave is a glass bottle from Costco of sparkling juice from France. 3-pack of wine bottles for $14. Awesome. I don't have a Costco. I wonder if Sam's Club would have that, because I love sparkling juice. Like when we were little, a lot of times my mom would get the sparkling juice for us, and we just thought we were so cool. A mocktail even then. I know it's already half hour. Thank you, Teresa, when she told me it was 2 minutes, and now it's only 30 seconds. I like hot chocolate with candy cane to stir it. Me too. That peppermint addition into the hot chocolate is just fabulous. But everybody, I'm going to let you go. Half hour already done. It's crazy. But check out your libraries. See what kind of mocktails that they have there. I like a book because it has a lot of pictures of all the different ones, and it gives me some ideas. And there might be an ingredient I don't really like, but I can always switch it up with something else. Like, look at that. That's got a lime. It's got mango in it, and it's got chili pepper. That is fun to me. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. I can hear my mailman out there, and I am expecting package. and I got to go fix Joe's supper. Leftover turkey soup. See you next time. See you next week. Bye, everybody.